Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tensions in the Middle East have reached another dangerous turning point as Arab fighters reportedly launched a surprise strike on Israel from the direction of Saudi Arabia. This attack came shortly after a major bombing in the capital, intensifying fears of a broader conflict that could draw in multiple players across the region. The sudden nature of the strike, its direction, and its timing have all raised questions about how the balance of power in the conflict is shifting. And what Israel's response will be. On the surface, the attack looked like a bold display meant to shock and destabilize. Strikes from the Saudi direction were not expected, which immediately sparked panic in affected areas and sent ripples across Israeli defense circles. The impact of the strike was not only physical, damaging key sites, but also psychological, showing that the battlefield is expanding in ways few predicted. For Israel, a nation that invests heavily in intelligence and early warning, this strike represented a major embarrassment and a wake-up call about vulnerabilities that had not been fully considered. Inside the decision-making rooms, the atmosphere was described as urgent and reactive. Military leaders scrambled to trace the launch points, review radar footage, and determine how such an attack could slip through surveillance nets. Intelligence units are now investigating whether this was an isolated action carried out by small groups, or whether it represents a coordinated plan. Backed by larger networks or even hidden alliances, the fact that the attack came so quickly after the capital bombing makes the suspicion of a bigger operation difficult to ignore. The performance of both the attackers and Israel's response is under close examination. Arab fighters managed to launch with precision and strike at a time when defenses were not fully ready, exposing gaps in Israel's early warning systems. Israel's counter-response was fast, with fighter jets scrambling and missile defense systems activating to intercept further threats. Iron Dome batteries and radar networks did react, but the initial breach has sparked serious debates about readiness and adaptation to evolving tactics. For a military that prides itself on rapid deployment, this moment will likely become a case study in how surprise remains a powerful weapon, even in an era of advanced technology. Safety systems across Israel were also tested under real conditions. Sirens alerted civilians, shelters opened quickly, and evacuation plans were carried out in several areas. These measures undoubtedly reduced casualties and demonstrated how much planning Israel invests in civil defense. However, the fact that fighters were able to launch from an unexpected direction shows that safety features, while effective at protecting lives, cannot fully shield against the fear and uncertainty such an attack generates. The most unique element of this strike is its origin and timing. Coming from the Saudi direction was unexpected, which immediately raised suspicions about whether new alliances are secret. Logistical networks are being formed among Arab groups. If the attack was facilitated by routes across Saudi territory or nearby areas, the date signals a dangerous new phase in regional warfare. The timing, so close to the capital bombing, suggests coordination and careful planning, creating a narrative of escalating waves of pressure on Israel that could be difficult to contain. The price of this escalation is already becoming clear. For Israel, it means the heavy strain of keeping forces on constant high alert, the economic cost of disruption, and the psychological weight of its citizens feeling vulnerable. For Arab fighters, the price may come in the form of severe Israeli retaliation, its possible loss of international sympathy, and the risk of escalation drawing in regional or global powers. For the wider Middle East, the cost could be even greater. A widening conflict that destabilizes energy supplies, disrupts economies, and fuels political divisions in a region already under stress. In the end, this attack serves as a stark reminder of how fragile the balance is in the region. It revealed gaps in Israel's defenses, highlighted the determination of its adversaries, and underlined how rapidly situations can shift from tense to explosive. While Israel's defensive systems prevented the worst, the success of the initial strike demonstrates that no system is perfect, and adversaries are constantly seeking new ways to challenge military dominance. The aftermath will likely see Israel reinforcing its defenses, reevaluating intelligence strategies, and preparing retaliatory actions. Whether this becomes a one-time shock or the start of a larger campaign remains to be seen. But what is clear is that the dynamics of the conflict are changing fast.